So what is the value of a college education? That is how today's State of the College meeting began when Dr. Nair took the podium in the first of three meetings, limiting tuition increases, increasing scholarship funding. It was all part of today's meeting. The president said Iona is a sacred place, and the ultimate mission is to lead students to the divine.
Perhaps for the first time in the history of our country, a growing number of Americans are asking the question, is college worth it? Should I go to college? One could argue, and many have, that our country as we live in history, when access to higher education was fraught with obstacles. So what are we doing at the college to address this? Well, one, we're limiting tuition increases. Two, we're decreasing the expenses of the college. We're partnering with two-year institutions. We're trying to increase the speed of degree attainment, so it takes less time to attain a degree, so it's more affordable. And we're increasing our funding for scholarships. This year, the Budget Committee of the college recommended curbing tuition increases to the lowest level in a decade and increasing scholarship funding to the highest level in our college's history.
Some of the other things discussed at the meeting include the institutional effectiveness and planning, middle states, where the college is going through a self-study review process, and that is ongoing.
The institutional research that we push out to the federal government and the state government are the real resources for strategic information that the college has about its performance, whether it be the size of enrollments, retention rates, graduation rates, etc.
So the middle states process is obviously an extremely important one. It's something that we have to pay particular attention to, ensuring that the entire community is involved with.
Both transfer and fall Hagen applications are pacing ahead of last year at this time.
Also, financial administration and the college budget process. There are 3 budgets being prepared intending to cover all different possibilities and an increased financial aid budget, that number going from $38.6 million to $41 million.
Early in this year, we recognized that our budgeted enrollment targets were going to fall short. We strategically instituted a series of budget reserves to maintain a balanced budget. The reserves have been successful, and it appears we will have a surplus at year-end, but much smaller than Moody's and S&P have come to expect from us.
Also, the lowest increase in tuition, room, and board in 10 years, and lower net price for incoming freshmen.
Is that continuing students, next year's sophomores, juniors, and seniors, will benefit from the lowest aggregate increase in more than a decade at Iona College. And for the first time in Iona College's history, incoming 2013 freshmen will pay less to attend Iona College than the freshmen in the year before them. That's a function of great work from the Budget Committee.
And finally, Iona College introduced a new campaign. It's called the Iota Forever campaign, which will be implemented along with a new website in August.
Think of St. Patrick's Day as our rollout time. You're going to start seeing new commercials during the parade of St. Patrick's Day. You'll see an live interview with President Nair. You're going to see other different commercials happening on PBS and other places. You're going to see the new website that Dr. Nair mentioned in August.
Rich Giacovas here with Dr. Nair. Dr. Nair, this is the first State of the College of 3, right? There'll be 3 of these meetings, okay, for staff, faculty, and then for students. So the first one today for staff, you opened saying, what is the value of college education? I think that was great. You think that question was answered today?
Oh, without question. One, I think it was answered by the work we're doing here at the college, and also by our attempts to ensure that Iona College is an affordable experience for our students. It's critical that you come here, have a quality experience, leave with a great degree, go on to live a great life, and inspire other people to do the same. And that's what Iona is all about. That's what we're trying to do here today and in the future.
Right. And you're limiting tuition increases, which is such great news. And I have to tell you, students come to me, freshmen, and they're saying, did you hear the news? Can you report on this? And yes, we report on it because tuition is being decreased. I mean, how great is that?
So a number of things on that front. One is next year's freshmen will pay less than last year's freshmen. That's a big indication that we're addressing affordability. Secondly, it's a record amount of scholarship funding at Iona College, the most we've ever had in our college's history. That's exciting to me because I know what it means to students. It's critical that we ensure students have a quality experience at the same time. So when we invest more resources in scholarships and we have smaller and smaller tuition increases, that means that it impacts negatively other parts of the college because there's less resources.
Right.
But we have to make strategic decisions, and this is another indication that the college is putting students first. I know, for example, that the conversation about the Gale Shuttle has been hard for students. The Budget Committee, which is not the administration, but is students, faculty, and staff, voted unanimously to fund scholarships above everything else. So there are some trade-offs. So we've increased scholarship funding by $3 million, and it constricted other parts of the college. But if anybody ever had to compare option A and option B, and option B is student scholarships, everyone I've ever talked to says, let's put more money in scholarships. We're going to figure out that Gale Shuttle. I think there's a good proposal on the table from SGA. They're working well with the Budget Committee to present that proposal next week, I believe. And for example, I think the Gale Shuttle is going to continue. But what you see the college doing is making difficult decisions in the benefit of student scholarships. And again, if we have to focus on A versus B, we're always going to focus on scholarships. We owe that to the students.
Right, which is great to hear, and students are going to love to hear that. Iona forever, those two words, what does that mean for this college as we proceed forward?
The next phase of it, we're a young college. We're 72 years young. Many colleges are 172 years old, right? So what does Iona forever look like? Well, it ensures that we raise a significant amount of money to have an endowment that makes it even more affordable for students to go to Iona. Secondly, we want that endowment to grow so that we can recruit and retain the top faculty, and the endowment will pay for them. So tuition dollars aren't paying for the top faculty, the endowment's paying for the top faculty. So Iona forever, the next evolution of this college has a significant amount of funded scholarships, even more than we have today, and funded professors that we recruit from across the country, or are able to retain the best professors to truly have the best impact on students.
Let's move the world.
Let's move the world.
Dr. Nair, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Reporting from Romita Auditorium, Richard Giacovas, ICTV News.